GoDaddy because that's the biggest and most popular of all of them. But if you can spare the extra 3 seconds, I'd like you to go to drefficiency.com/GoDaddy. That'll redirect you. Much appreciated. This real life example we're going to use is actually one of my sisters. She wants to build an online vintage clothing community. So if we have a look at vintage.com and then click go, we can see if that's available. Now it's a pretty popular word, so I doubt it would be, and we can see that it's not. Vintage.com was already taken. So we've got two options. First one is go to vintage.com and see if they've got contact details there. We can try and contact them. In this case they don't. Someone's pretty much domain name squatting it. Kind of reminds me of this, Nissan.com, which isn't actually owned by the car company Nissan. Anyways, what we're going to do is go to whois-search.com, and we're going to perform this thing called a whois search, which gives us details of who owns this website called vintage.com. And it'll bring back their details, and then from there we can contact them and make them an offer that they cannot refuse. So here's the details. Happens to be in Brisbane. They're the contact details. Alternatively, if we can't get vintage.com, which we probably won't be able to get, we're going to go to namestation.com. And this website is going to allow us to look at things that are close to vintage.com, close to that domain name. So what we do, I click up here, keyword lists, I type in the word vintage, and then I'm using the top 100 keywords list, and I hit search, and it's going to go through all the .coms. .com is most likely the one you want. Alright, you can see here that all of these aren't available, but this one is, vintagecredit.com, yes, etc. You can go through all different keywords, different lists, like we can compare it to the actions list, and then we can see vintageblow.com is not available, which you probably wouldn't want anyways. Vintage clothes is available. So once we find one that we like, we go back here to GoDaddy. I've got one that a sister thought of earlier actually, which is We Love Pre-Loved from Vintage Clothing. Pretty good name, sis. New to registration here in the top right. This whole page is pretty confusing. This is what GoDaddy is good at doing, which is called upselling. I'm going to click on no thanks. You kind of have to look throughout all the salesy stuff just to hit the next page really. And then from here we go into step 1, which is the domain name registration information, and you fill it all in. So I'm going to fill this in quickly and I'll see you on the other side of it. Just remember though that all the information that you put in here actually gets put into the whois search, so people will be able to access that. Okay, so after you finish domain name registration information, you scroll down and then click continue, and then it goes to the next part. It's going to try and upsell you 2 years to begin with. I'll just choose 1 year and then go continue as well. After that, once again, the whole bunch of upselling, just scroll down, hit continue, activate your domain, once again a whole bunch of upselling, and then hit checkout on that. And on the next screen now we have review your shopping cart. So I would scroll down once again and then select your payment method, credit card, say you've agreed to these terms of service, and then continue with checkout. And then on the last screen they want login information like so. So we just enter in a password. Here's what I'm going to paste in. I've prepared it earlier. Password hint is the usual. A call-in pin just in case you need to call them up. How did you hear about us? Continue with checkout. Once again they're doing this upselling thing. Continue with checkout. For sure this time. And then we enter in our billing information and then the card details. So once you've entered your card details or payment details, scroll down the bottom and click place your order. And you can see the total there is going to be $12.39.